Hey everyone, I'm just getting set up here on Instagram to let's see what happens. All right, guys. So welcome to my first ultimate guide to buying a home here in San Diego and especially in North County. My name is Tristen. My company is Home by Tristen, and I'm part of a great brokerage called Gold Coast Real Estate. I specialize in helping first-time home buyers and move-up buyers, veterans, military, in buying a home, and especially in being educated on the home buying process. Because what I have found over the last 5 years of selling real estate is that it is complicated, and it seems really easy when you start clicking around on Zillow and you think, oh, okay, I can just buy a house. I think they even have apps now where you can just buy a house. What they don't really always fill in is why all of the steps, the negotiation process, finding comparative market, making sure the home is of value, and then the whole emotional side of buying a house, right? Because you have to live there. I don't have to live there. You guys have to live there. So I specialize in helping people find the right match for their home that's going to really fit them and their needs and their lifestyle and their finances. I've been house poor. I've owned several houses, and I can be honest with you, it's really not fun. But I am a huge proponent in buying a home because it's California, and it's just a unique place where you can start to build some equity, and then eventually, either buy your dream home or move up into your dream homes. So a little bit more about me. I am a mother of 5 children. I have 3 daughters of my own. I have my proud, somewhere back here, UC Davis cup right here, right? I'm a mom of a UC Davis student right now. And you can see some of my pictures back here. I have 2 stepsons. My kids range in age from 12 to 22. And I've loved having a home for them to come home to and be at, where they love to have their friends and family and gatherings at. So I'm also a yoga enthusiast. I used to own a yoga studio, and I use some of those techniques. Okay. So year over year, you will earn equity. Here in San Diego, we average about 3 to 5% of equity annually. There are obviously times where we don't. But I can be honest with you, and I have made lots of money on houses, and I have lost money on houses. Mostly losing money because I sold because I had to, not really because I wanted to. Had I held on to that house, I would have made quite a bit of money. So here, it's like building a nest egg, like putting your money in the stock market and really not having to think about it. So that's a really a huge benefit here in California, especially San Diego, which is such a desirable place to live. Another huge benefit that it's a little confusing with the new 2019 taxes. You still do get a huge tax deduction on your home. On your IRS bills, let me put it that way. So at the end of the year, if your interest and your taxes, let's say you paid $25,000 in interest and you paid $6,000 in taxes, that's $31,000 that now becomes tax deductible, that you get to remove from your income that you state on your IRS form, so that you don't have to pay taxes on. So it's a huge benefit that you definitely do not have when you're renting a house. There is no tax deduction when you are a renter. And then really the personal side of it, it's your house, right? You can do whatever you want. If you like the color purple, you can paint the house purple. If you want tulips in the garden, you can go for that. If you want glitter ceilings, you can have glitter ceilings, whatever it is. Obviously, I like purple and glitter. So it's really your home. You get to design it and make it yours, which I think is just a huge unspoken benefit of being a homeowner, right? When you know that this is your home, it just can be filled with love and memories for as long as you'd like to live there. Why shouldn't you buy a house? So I'm not here to sell you a house. I'm not here to sell you on the idea of buying a house. I'm really here to talk to you about the pros and cons, okay? If you are thinking about buying a house, one of the reasons why you wouldn't want to is you are solely responsible for the maintenance. If you're renting and your dishwasher breaks, you can call your landlord and he can come out and fix it for you. If your dishwasher breaks and you own your home, you have to fix it, okay? So every item and the maintenance that goes with it, you have to fix. But remember, there's a reason why the landlord's the landlord. So he's fixing items for people, but he is not, he's making more money than those items are costing him in the long term. So there is a reason why he is the landlord and renting you the home. Another reason is you are less mobile. So if you're somebody who likes to move a lot, if you travel a lot, if you don't want to have a home base necessarily, you may not want to purchase the house because it is an investment in time. I would suggest that being there for 3 to 5 years, again, you have stronger ties to the community. If you wanted to pick up and move, that may not be a possibility. You could rent it out, which is a huge, another conversation we're going to have on one of these live video feeds as well. Also, there are costs associated with buying a home. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not free to buy a home. When you rent a house, you put your deposit in and your last month of rent. Hopefully you get your deposit back. So sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. In buying a house, we have some expenses. It's less expensive than it is to sell your house. So that's really good news for people. You need to come up with some kind of down payment. Unless you're a military, active duty, veteran, and are qualified for the VA loan, which we'll talk about another day, that is a 0% down loan. We can do loans as low as 3% down. So on a $300,000 house, that's not that much. However, you need to have that money in the bank. You can also get a gift for it from a friend or family member. So if mom and dad want to buy a house with you, they can give you a gift of that 3% down. The more money you put down, the less money you'll pay every month. So that's something to really think about as well. The other costs to be purchasing are closing costs. And this is something I run into all the time. Nobody thinks about or knows what the heck closing costs are. So we're going to do a live video on that, okay? If you're just joining me, we're going over the pros and the cons of buying a house, why you should buy a house, and then we're going to talk about fixer-upper versus move-ins. And at the end, if you'd like, just message me or comment below. I'd love to hear your comments and your questions, and I can be happy to send you a free list of foreclosed homes. Okay, so other than that last cost, the 2%, closing costs are 2% usually of your purchase price. That's a pretty general rule. It covers everything from the property taxes you're gonna owe, to any HOA you might owe, to title insurance, which is very important, so nobody can come and claim rights to your house after you purchase it. It also covers your escrow fees and some other fees that are wrapped up in there. If you'd like to have a class on it, let me know. I think it's a really important thing, and it's something people do not estimate. When you're doing that Zillow estimator, like how much is this house going to cost me, they don't really mention that part. So that's another expense. So we have down payment and we have our closing costs. You're going to have inspections, okay? You have to have a home inspection. You got to make sure this is the right house for you. Your home inspector is going to charge anywhere between $300 and $500 depending on the size of the house. It's a general home inspection. If he finds more things, electrical, plumbing, anything like that, you're going to want to have a plumber or electrician come out, which could cost you some more money. But for under $1,000 to get peace of mind that this house is in good working order and it is the right house for you, it is well worth it. Okay, so that's pretty much the big 3 costs for a buyer. So really not that bad, all right? Who should buy a house? All right, so who should buy a house? people who have a stable or growing income. All right. So if you have a good job, you know your job is growing, you have stable income that you can budget with, and you've had usually a work history of 2 years or more. It's very important to have that. That's a big thing for lenders to look at. There's a ways around that, but that is definitely the easiest way to go about that. Hey, Angie, I wanted to say hi. So stable income is really, really important. Hello. And the next person who should buy a home is if you have a budget. Like if you're somebody who's actually ever had a budget, maybe you have Quicken for your house, QuickBooks for your business, you actually look at your monthly payments and you understand how to budget and can work within that budget so that you know, okay, I can afford this much in my house plus any kind of maintenance fees, anything that would break, and you have a savings plan. Your home is going to be a bit of a savings plan for you, but you also need to make sure that you're not house poor. Here in San Diego, I think we're up to 40% of our income is going towards housing, whether that's rent or buying. That's one of the highest per cap in any city in the nation. So you got to make sure that that's fitting into your plan. Okay. So, and I'm happy to talk to you about that. I never want people to be house poor or financially uncomfortable. I want you to go live your lives and be able to go and enjoy trips and travel and kids and all of those things. The last thing for somebody who should buy a house is that your credit score is good. Okay. Doesn't have to be fantastic. We can work with you on how to get that up. We have ways, we do programs, we will work with you. But the higher your credit is, then the lower your interest rate payment will be. And the more usually you can qualify for. So one thing people don't realize is when you're starting to look for a home loan, when you have your credit pulled for that, if you have it pulled multiple times by a lending person or mortgage broker, it does not ding you like it does if you're trying to get a credit card. The banks and Equifax and TransUnion, they see that you are trying to get a mortgage and you're shopping around for different interest rates and the best deal. So they don't actually ding you for that, which is fantastic, okay? Because we want you to shop around and make sure you're getting the best interest rate possible for you. All right, so that's the three things. Who should buy a home? You have a stable or growing income. You have a budget and a savings plan, and your credit score is good or great. And what is that? 600 is not great. If you can get in the 700s, you're going to be doing really well. All right. So now that's about all that we have for who should buy a house, who shouldn't buy a house, and the cost of buying a house. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about fixer-uppers and move-in ready houses. So I sell a lot of houses in North County, San Diego, and I'm a proponent of fixer-uppers, and I get a lot of inquiries on houses that are foreclosed, pre-foreclosure, falling down, and people watch a lot of HGTV, including me, and it makes it look super easy. Like I can just go knock that wall down and it's going to be awesome. I'm just going to put in a new cabinet, countertop, and just like in HGTV, it's going to happen 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have this magical house. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way because we don't know what's behind the walls or the condition of the structure. So starting to look at some fixer-uppers is really important, and working with somebody who understands what it takes to remodel a house. If I've remodeled houses, I've worked with flippers, because you don't know what's in the wall, you don't know what's in electrical, you just don't know what you're going to get yourself into. So that's a really important thing. And what kind of fixer? Are we just doing carpets and maybe some countertops, or are we going to move walls and change floor plans? Those are two big things. The benefit is you are definitely going to save money. Okay, you're going to get it for under market value, and we can always talk about when it is fully remodeled, what would that be worth? Hi, Jackie. So that you're going to save money on that fixer-upper because it is undervalued. But then you need to budget for how much is that going to cost me when I want to fix it up. Okay, so if I buy a house for $600,000, fixed up is $700, but it's going to cost me $150 to get there, doesn't make any sense. So we really want to analyze those numbers with you. Another way you're going to save money is on property taxes. So if you buy a house under value, the property taxes are based on how much you purchased the house for. So again, if my house fixed up is worth 700, but I pay 600, I will save that money on that. And that is not reassessed. It is not changed in the city of San Diego unless you sell your house or you do a lot of permitting work. They will come out and reassess for you for that. So I can answer questions about that. Another benefit of this is you get to make it your dream home. Okay, so if you have patience and you have time and you have the budget and the resources for it, it can be your dream home. You can make it exactly the way you want it to be. So that's a huge benefit for people. They don't have to move into somebody else's design. Why would you move into a move-in ready house? So I also help people buy new homes. A lot of people think they don't need a real estate agent for that. If you do bring your real estate agent to a new home community and we register you, you have to go the first time. We have to go with you. We get a commission, and I'm always happy to give a lot of that back to my clients because it's not very hard. I also can negotiate free HOA for a year. Because the market has softened, we can get some negotiation on prices, sometimes even interest rates. So it is very important. But benefits of moving in to move-in ready house, well, it's pretty simple. You could just bring your toothbrush, right? And your house is ready to go. So no work, no time, no downtime, no living in construction, you know, none of that stuff. So that's a really huge benefit for a lot of people, especially with small children or my downsizing clients who are retiring. They may not want to be remodeling a house. You will pay for it though, right? You're going to pay for those other people's upgrades. And for some people that is well worth it. All right. Another part is it generally is a lot more energy efficient. These days we're seeing people, homes coming with solar, and we're, you know, tankless water heaters and energy efficient windows and, you know, insulation. So if you are passionate about the planet and you want to save some resource money, that might be a really, really good choice for you, instead of having to do it on your own. So those are the benefits of a move-in ready home. Very easy transition, modern floor plans, ready to move in, and it's very energy efficient for people. Okay, so I want to just say thank you so much for watching today, and I will be here the first Tuesday of every month talking about home buying and answering questions. I'll cover different topics every week, and if you have any questions, I'm very, very happy to answer them for you. I'm going to have some people on as well that I'm going to interview that are going to help answer more questions about the loan process, what the heck is title insurance, closing costs, some home designers that could help with remodeling, and a variety of things. I'm happy to do a free home buyer consultation. It's free. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes on the phone. I'll post a link for that on my Facebook page, and you can find it. There's no obligation ever. It's just information for you. So you get more empowered to make a safe choice for your family that you feel confident about. Thank you again so much, you guys, for watching and tuning in. Love to hear your comments and feedback. My name is Tristen with Home by Tristen, your real estate resource in San Diego. Make sure you have a wonderful day. Bye. And bye.